Welcome, everyone, to ABC4 News at 5 o'clock. I'm Brian McElhatton.
And I'm Sarah Murphy. Glad to have you here with us. We are following breaking news out of Washington, D.C., as today officially marks the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. The Transportation Secretary announced that they'll reduce air traffic across 40 major airports by 10% beginning Friday.
And that will impact about 4,000 flights unless the government is reopened by then. ABC4's Bayan Wang joins us live at Salt Lake City International Airport. Bayan, this is not good news as we get closer to that holiday travel season.
Especially when you consider that they are expecting delays here if the government doesn't reopen, and they are already experiencing delays here amid the government shutdown, not because there's a shortage of essential workers, TSA agents, air traffic controllers, no shortages here, but because of the government shutdown, these essential workers are calling out at higher rates in other parts of the country, causing a ripple effect here. The executive director of the Salt Lake City Airport tells me that if they do not reopen the government closer to the Thanksgiving holiday rush, they're expecting some serious challenges here. Watch.
I'm considering flying and trying to fly in a whole day early just to make sure I make it.
Travelers are thinking twice about their plans ahead of Thanksgiving.
I have lots of friends and coworkers that were planning to travel, and they're kind of changing their plans now, which is really sad.
This comes as 40 major airports across the country will operate on 10% reduced air traffic starting Friday, set to impact thousands of flights across the country, according to the U.S. Transportation Secretary.
This is frankly only going to get worse until the matter is fully resolved.
Bill Wyatt, the executive director of the Salt Lake City Airport, is bracing for the challenges ahead as a resolution to end the longest government shutdown in U.S. history is still on delay. A burden felt most by TSA agents and air traffic controllers who weren't paid a dime on their last paycheck, but are still asked to show up to work in the days leading up to the Thanksgiving travel rush.
It's going to be pretty chaotic if it lasts that long, to be honest, because then you're talking about people who've been working for north of a month without compensation. And most people in jobs of this kind just aren't really in a position to do that.
A grim reality, considering that 50% of all major air traffic controller facilities are facing staffing shortages, according to the FAA, who also reported 80% of New York area staff calling out on Friday. Those impacts already felt at the Salt Lake City Airport.
It does tend to have ripple effects, because if there is a plane in Newark that can't leave to come to Salt Lake, that plane then is not available in Salt Lake to go to some other place.
Though their holiday plans may be up in the air, some travelers are thinking more about the essential workers taking the biggest hit.
I think it's really sad that the people who kind of make our country go around are the ones suffering in this situation.
She said that beautifully there. As you can imagine, the Salt Lake City Airport is focusing on their essential workers as much as they can. Just 2 weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks ago, they opened up that food pantry at their administrative office on the 3rd floor with canned goods available for these essential workers, with diapers, gas cards, really any resource they need, household items, because they're just trying to keep the lights on right now. They are just trying to keep the food on the table. The Salt Lake City government, the local government here, allocated $100,000 for the airport to front this food pantry effort. They say if they need more money, they are willing to help. Brian, Sarah, I'll send it back over to you guys.